Hey, it's XNYC Prepper here, and it just started to rain on me as I was about to clean my gut the deer and process them. So I have no choice. I'm going to have to put a raincoat on and go out there in the rain now and do it in the rain. Man's got to do what he's got to do, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, I took a life, and I always pray or I give respect to the animal, and I pray to God, and I thank Him for allowing me to take this deer. And so now I gotta rough it out and go out there in the rain. It sucks, and it's dark. And before it started raining, the lights flickering. Before it started raining, had just made a little fire because I wanted to celebrate with the one beer that I have here. And I was gonna make a little fire, and then I was gonna process the deer there. I'm gonna process it on my picnic table outside. And again, it's a little too warm for me to keep the deer hanging. Although I can actually let him hang tonight, but then tomorrow it's gonna rain all day. It looks like that's what the forecast says, and it's gonna stop raining now until the morning. So I gotta do it. It's gonna stop raining a little while from now, and these are things you gotta do when you're hunting. You know what? I enjoy it. I love it. I'll tell you, I love it. I'll tell you a story. One time, I was hunting in Westchester County, and I shot a buck. It was a big buck, uh, 8 pointer, and he ran right into the middle of a stream, and it wasn't even. I mean, it's really a river. It was actually like this high, and there he was in the middle of that river. That's where he passed, and I had to go into that river. And it was late October. It was cold as hell, and I had no choice. So I took off all my gear, and I went in there after him. And we were swimming. Me and the deer practically. I was swimming with the deer. It's like I was saving his life, but actually I took his life. And those are the crazy things that I've done. That things that people do for hunting. I remember one time when I was a real young guy. I think I must have been 17 by then, and when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, I used to go. I was going hunting with my uncle and his crew. My uncle's the person who got me into hunting, and so I remember I actually we went on state land up in New York, in Roscoe, New York, in Sullivan County, and it was beautiful back then. My God, so many deer, and it was just beautiful. And there were a lot of hunters from New York City. And I remember as a child, or as a young man actually, um, witnessing hundreds of hunters from New York City area, from Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, and Staten Island, and they're all coming up, driving up the thruway to go upstate to go hunting. And they would start like definitely the couple of days before hunting season, before opening day, and they would occupy all the hotel rooms. They were in all of the stores. They were all dressed in hunting outfits back then. And there was the Roscoe Diner, and the Roscoe Diner was a hot spot for all the hunters. And we would all go there, and even in breakfast, we'd have breakfast at like 5 o'clock in the morning, or 4:30 in the morning, I think it was, before we went into the woods. And it was a great time. And I remember I I took off, or maybe about 4:30 in the morning. I went into the woods by myself, and I kept on going and kept on going, and eventually I walked into the woods over a mile and a half. And of course, I was a young man back then. I was in great shape. I was into martial arts and hiking, and I can just keep on going forever. But the problem was, I actually killed a a doe, and she was a big, big, big doe. She was like 200 pounds. And now here I am, a mile and a half away with this doe, and I don't know how the hell. I'll tell you what. Right nowadays, I have no way, no how could I pull that doe out of there for a mile and a half. But back then, I did it. I did it. And these are the crazy things that happen when you're hunting. Another story. Very first time I went hunting with a gun, because I went 2 years with my uncle. I believe I was 14 and 15, and I went with a crew, but they didn't allow me to hunt because I didn't have a license. I just went along, and I mean, I really loved it. But then when I was 16 years old and I got my big game license, that was the first year I was allowed to go hunting. My uncle gave me a Marlin 30-30 lever action rifle, and I'll never forget that. And I went up to the mountain over there, same place in Roscoe, Sullivan County, state land over there, and I killed a 6-pointer on my very first time out. Very first time out, actually, on opening day. I call it luck, I don't know, but I was really motivated, and I went deep into the woods, and that was another time that I wasn't as far as that the other time, but I was pretty far in there. I would guess a mile into the woods, and so it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's getting dark, and here I am pulling this 6-pointer through the dark, through the woods. First time out, and I remember it was a steep mountain like this. That's why nobody would go up there, because it was so steep. First of all, you had to cross a little stream, or it wasn't a little stream. You had to cross a stream, and then you had to climb up a mountain that was just like this, elevated. And most of the old timers, they won't go over there, but I took it upon myself, actually twice, to go up that mountain. And I remember my uncle and the guys started panicking when they didn't see me. It was already like 5:30 in the afternoon, and it's been dark for almost an hour, and now they're shooting their guns, and they're screaming, and they're calling my name, and me, I was like giggling. I was like, wait until they see this. And finally, I show up over there with my 6-pointer on opening day, and the guys were so proud of me. Yeah, these are all the memories I've had from hunting from the time I was a kid, and I still enjoy it. I love it. Nowadays, it's I do it for the meat. Also, I have dogs. Every bit of the deer the dogs will eat. A lot of guys, they just take certain parts of the deer, and the rest you know they dump it. But I use everything, because the dogs are going to eat everything. Everything. The organs, they're very healthy for the dogs. The neck. A lot of guys throw away the neck. A lot of guys throw away the ribs, but I don't, because I have dogs, including the bones, the big femur bones and stuff like that. My German Shepherd, she loves them. And yeah, so this coming week, I'm planning to do a little bit of fishing. I want to fill my freezer up with some fish also. and I'm planning to go pheasant hunting, or rough grouse, pheasant, rabbit, small game hunting. And I'm looking forward to that. And the week after that, or actually not, what am I saying? It's actually in a week, I'll be heading to Virginia to my mother's Sparks meet out. And we're all camping out for a couple of days in Virginia. And then from there, I'm going to go down to Florida to meet a few YouTube creators. Two of them that you guys know is All American Prepper and Orlando Prepper. And some other guys who they're martial artists, and they train and they certify people with self-defense cane. And you guys know I'm an enthusiast of the cane. And Gary Hernandez, Matt Pasqualini, and Joe Rubino. I'm hoping to meet them guys, and we're gonna be filming. And of course, I'll be filming my whole vacation going to Florida. And I haven't been to Florida. You guys could laugh, but oh my God, 34 years since my daughter was born. 34 years. I did live down there at a period of time for a couple of years. Like all us New Yorkers, we go down there and then we end up coming back up here. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. Anyway, nice chatting with you guys. Have a great night, XNYC Prepper. It looks like the rain is stopped, so I'm going to finish drinking my one beer that I have. I got to get motivated. I got to go out there and process this deer in the middle of the night, believe it or not. All right, take it easy. Peace out.